Okay, so, everyone's dealt with this, right? Trying to manage money, especially when you're sending it overseas or just juggling like a million different bills, it can get pretty complicated. What if, and this is a big question, what if there was just one single tool, something comprehensive that could basically simplify all of that? Put it all in one place on your phone. Well, today, that's exactly what we're going to dig into. We're taking a deep dive into the Ansari Exchange Send Money app. We're basically going to unpack this app, figure out how it works. It's designed to make international money transfers and actually a lot of other financial stuff simpler and more secure, mostly for folks in the UAE.
Yeah, that's right. And our mission here really is to get beyond just a list of features. We want to explore what it actually does,
Yeah.
how it works day to day, and maybe more importantly, understand why it's seen as this kind of all-in-one solution for, well, a whole range of financial needs. Think of this as maybe a shortcut to understanding a tool that's really aiming for convenience, speed, and crucially, reliability.
Okay, great. So let's jump right in then. When we talk about sending money internationally, the big hurdles are often, speed and just being able to do it easily. What's the first big problem this app tries to solve?
That's a good starting point. I think the absolute core issue it tackles right away is accessibility and timing. Anyone who's ever had to dash to a physical branch before it closes, or just deal with inconvenient opening hours. The app's biggest game changer is probably that it's available 24/7. It means you can start a transfer whenever, wherever. It completely removes the need for those branch visits. That's a huge shift in convenience, really.
Yeah, that makes total sense. I definitely remember those lunchtime rushes trying to beat closing time. But, okay, beyond just being open all the time, when you're sending money internationally, the exchange rate, that's often where the real pain point is, or maybe the opportunity. How does the app handle that?
All right, you've hit on something critical there. Getting the best possible rate is, well, it's paramount for most people. The app aims for competitive rates, sure, but the clever part, I think, is the rate alert feature. This isn't just a simple notification, it's more like a strategic tool. You set your target rate, and it tells you when the market hits it. In a market where currencies fluctuate, knowing when to send can genuinely save you money. This feature really puts you in control of that cost effectiveness.
That is smart. Okay, so you've got your rate, you're ready to send. How do you actually fund the transfer? Are you just stuck using a bank account, or are there more options?
Oh, no, they offer a really surprising range of ways to pay. You're definitely not limited. You can do direct online bank transfers, obviously, credit cards to Visa, MasterCard, and Visa debit cards. They also support direct debit and these Pay Plus cards. And interestingly, for those who still prefer cash or maybe find it easier, you can actually start the transfer in the app and then pop into an Ansari Exchange branch to pay with physical cash. That kind of flexibility is pretty key.
Wow, that's really comprehensive. So, okay, payment sorted. The next big questions are always speed and security, right? Especially sending money abroad. What makes this app stand out there?
Absolutely. Speed and security are non-negotiable. And the app uses tech to deliver on both fronts. But certain countries, think places like Egypt, the Philippines, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, they actually offer instant online money transfers, which means, the money could be with your family almost immediately. Then there's their credit to account service. That's for direct bank transfers. And often, the credit hits the recipient's account instantly or very close to it. And if the person you're sending to prefers cash, there are loads of cash pickup options they can collect from Al Ansari branches, but also places like Western Union or Ria Money. And there's even a door-to-door delivery option in some countries where they literally bring the cash to the recipient's house.
So it pretty much covers every possible scenario, doesn't it? And what about for people who send money regularly? Maybe sending money home every month or paying the same bill. Does the app make that any less tedious?
Oh, definitely. For frequent users, they've baked in some really thoughtful features. There's beneficiary management, which lets you save all the details for people you send money to often, so you don't have to re-enter everything each time. And once someone's saved, the quick send option lets you repeat a past transfer with just a couple of taps. It genuinely streamlines those regular payments, saves a lot of hassle.
And with money, peace of mind is huge. Knowing where your transfer actually is must be important. How transparent is it?
Exactly. You need that visibility. The app provides pretty solid transaction tracking.
Mm.
You can see the real-time status of your transfer, basically from the moment you hit send until it's received. Plus, you get updates via SMS, push notifications from the app itself, and email receipts. So you're kept in the loop the whole time. No guessing games.
Okay, this is where I think it gets really interesting because it's clearly not just about sending money anymore. We hear this term super app thrown around a lot. What pushed them to add all this other stuff? Was it just market trends or specific things users were asking for? I mean, what else can you actually do with this thing?
That's a great question, and it really gets to the core of their strategy, I think. The driving force seems to be recognizing that people's financial lives aren't just about remittances, right? You manage this whole ecosystem of payments. The idea is to reduce that cognitive load, having everything in one trusted place instead of juggling 5 different apps. So yeah, beyond money transfers, you can pay loads of other things: utility bills, water, electricity, your phone bill, internet bill, even airline tickets. It also handles credit card payments. You can settle your bill right there and even set reminders so you don't forget. And if you use their own prepaid cards, they have a travel card and a flexible pay card you can manage and top those up in the app too. Need to top up someone's phone abroad? There's an international mobile top-up feature. And what's quite unique is the integration with some specific government schemes. You can actually use it to send payments to certain authorities, like in Egypt, for example. Plus, it ties into their loyalty program, the Ansari Exchange Plus Rewards, so you can track and redeem your points right there.
Wow, okay, so it really is trying to be a sort of financial command center in your pocket, which naturally brings us to security. If you're doing all this in one app, it absolutely has to be secure. What are they doing to protect user data and money? And I guess the big question, how does that build user trust?
Trust is everything, isn't it? And they seem to take it very seriously. The app uses multiple security layers. For logging in, you've got biometrics, fingerprint, or Face ID, depending on your phone. Makes it easy but secure. Then there's two-factor authentication, 2FA. That's that extra code you get, usually via SMS. Adding another layer beyond just your password really helps prevent unauthorized access. All the data moving back and forth is protected by SSL encryption. That basically creates a secure tunnel for your information so it can't easily be intercepted. They also mention real-time fraud monitoring systems working behind the scenes. And crucially, it operates under the regulations of the UAE Central Bank. That regulatory oversight provides a pretty strong foundation for trust. It means they have to meet certain standards.
Right, that regulatory piece is definitely reassuring. So, okay, if someone listening is thinking, all right, this sounds interesting, maybe I'll try it, how easy is it to actually get started? Is it intuitive or is there a steep learning curve? We don't need the full manual, but just the general feel.
No, it's designed to be pretty straightforward, even if you're not super tech savvy. You find it in the usual places: App Store, Google Play, Huawei App Gallery. Just search Al Ansari Exchange, send money. Getting signed up seems quick. Apparently, new users in the UAE can often use something called UAE Pass, which speeds things up. If you're already a customer, it sounds like you just use your mobile number, get a one-time password, maybe verify with your Emirates ID, pretty standard stuff. Once you're in, the interface seems designed to guide you. Adding someone to send money to a beneficiary means putting in their bank details, like the IBAN or just their name if they're picking up cash. Then you enter the amount, pick how you want to pay from that list we talked about. You get a clear summary showing the exchange rate, the fees, everything. You review it, confirm, and pay. The whole flow feels like it's meant to be done in just a few steps. And then, like we said, you can track it right there in the app.
Okay, that sounds smooth enough, especially considering all the different things it can do. So let's boil it all down. For you, the person actually using this app day to day, what are the real tangible benefits if we pull everything together?
Yeah, summing it up for the user, it really comes down to a few core advantages that can make a real difference. First, obviously, is convenience. Being able to do all this 24/7 from literally anywhere without needing a branch visit, that's huge. Second, efficiency. Transfers are quick, especially repeating them with saved details and that quick send feature. It just saves time. Third, cost effectiveness. Having access to competitive rates, getting those rate alerts, and having different payment options helps you manage costs. Fourth, security. Knowing there are robust measures like biometrics, 2FA, encryption, plus that regulatory backing, that builds confidence. Fifth, it's that all-in-one solution idea. Managing remittances, paying bills, topping up cards, all in one app. That simplifies things a lot. Sixth, transparency. Real-time tracking and clear notifications mean you always know what's happening with your money. And finally, accessibility. Things like multi-language support mean it's usable for a wider range of people.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like the goal is a really seamless, secure digital experience, making all these different financial tasks much more accessible, much more convenient, basically your go-to money hub on your phone.
Exactly. What's genuinely quite fascinating here is just how much functionality they've managed to consolidate into one mobile platform. This Ansari Exchange app really does bring together a whole host of financial needs, especially for users based in the UAE, turning it from just a money transfer tool into something much broader, a proper financial companion almost.
So, thinking bigger picture then, as we see more and more financial services moving into these kinds of super app models, really changing how we interact with our finances,
Hmm.
what kind of new possibilities or maybe even new challenges do you think this trend creates for personal finance and maybe even for global connectivity looking ahead? Something for everyone to mull over.